My ex divorced me and now wants to be together again after 4 years. Disposable, as I don't want to be linked back to my main account. I'm 46 years old and my ex-husband is 45. We were college sweethearts and got married at 26. Just before we married, I gave birth to a beautiful daughter who is now 21. I loved both of them dearly, and we were a happy family for about 16 years before everything happened. Our only issue was my ex's mother. She always had a strong dislike for me. She never thought I was good enough for her son. We had many arguments, and my ex cut contact with him after the wedding when she tried to wear white. We had many encounters with her years after that, sending presents for my daughter and intentionally trying to get us to contact her again by seeing her outside our home. 4 years ago, I came home from work and saw my ex and his mother together on the couch. My ex was on the verge of tears, shouting and calling me a traitor. I tried to explain that it wasn't true, but his mother supposedly had proof. She claimed she saw me with another man at a restaurant. I am very loyal and faithful, but he refused to listen. We had a huge argument before he packed his things and left to stay with his mother. When my daughter came back from a friend's house, she also started blaming me when she heard it from her father. She went to live with him while he sent the divorce papers. It took about a year for it to be finalized. He got custody of her, and I had visitation rights, but she never wanted to see me. It took me a long time to move on. I sought therapy and fell into a deep depression. I knew that my ex's mother had made up stories to separate us. I don't believe he listened to her so carelessly. I don't blame my daughter, but it still hurts. I left the house so my ex and daughter could live there. I ended up moving into a small apartment. It's been 4 years, and I finally started to be happy again. I've made new friends, we have a great time together, and I got a promotion at work. I still missed my family, my daughter, but there was nothing I could do about it. 2 days ago, my daughter called me. It's been 4 years since I last saw or heard from her. She said that my ex's mother had admitted to lying. She said that my ex had gotten a new girlfriend, and his mother was furious, claiming that he shouldn't have one after all the work she did to get rid of me. They got into a heated argument before he kicked his mother out. I almost wanted to cry. I thought she would never admit it, and now I'm hearing this from my daughter. She asked to meet up and apologized so many times. I told her we could meet tomorrow. Yesterday, I met her at a restaurant, but she brought my ex, something she never mentioned, and I never agreed to. He was apologizing, saying how much he missed me, and that he had broken up with his girlfriend. He wanted us to be together again. I apologized and left him there. I went home with many phone calls and text messages from my daughter. She wanted us to talk, and she called me a jerk for leaving. I told her that I wasn't comfortable and that she needed to understand. I had to silence my phone and put it aside for a while. I still haven't responded and don't know what to do. I love her, but I can't talk to her with him there. Not yet, anyway. It feels so fast. I wanted to do this one-on-one. I'm deeply hurt and crying as I type this. I don't know what to do. Edit. I didn't expect this post to blow up. I appreciate the love and support. However, I didn't clarify about my daughter's custody. Her opinion mattered in court since she was 17 during the divorce. Although the divorce was about my supposed infidelity, my ex and I agreed to keep that separate from the actual divorce proceedings. We divided what we needed to and let our daughter choose who she wanted to live with. She wanted to live with her father, and I agreed. She was very firm about not wanting to see me, so I allowed my ex to have full custody, leaving me with visitation rights. Not only that, but I also needed to find an apartment. I had to move out. I was couch surfing at my relatives' homes. I didn't have space for her, and my ex mentioned that in court. It was the main reason why she got to stay with her father. I was stressed and wasn't mentally well. I signed my rights away. I also looked like a mess in court. There was a lot going on at that time. That update. Hello. A lot has happened in the last 2 days and I'm exhausted. First of all, thank you for all the support and advice. There were so many, but I decided to follow the ones that seemed to fit best for me and my daughter. In my last post, I mentioned an update in the comments. 2 days ago, I sent a message to my daughter to set some boundaries after the ambush at the restaurant. While we were talking, she shared new information about why my ex chose his mother's side instead of mine. Earlier that morning, his mother confessed that she had paid a former friend of ours to lie directly to my ex-husband, claiming to be my affair partner. The thing is, I had never cheated in the first place. My ex took this as solid evidence and divorced me because of it. His mother is a master manipulator, and she had him under her control throughout his childhood, so I'm not surprised he sided with her. He didn't know the confession was false until a few days ago. I didn't even know any of this for 4 years. No one had brought it up to me. My daughter gave me the silent treatment. My ex's mother obviously didn't tell me anything, and probably told my ex-husband to stay quiet and just focus on the divorce. I'm still very sad, but everything makes sense now. I was so angry at him for leaving me because of her word, but it was much more than that. Also, I've decided to give my daughter another chance. She won't know where I live or any personal information indicating where I am. I'm keeping low contact with her. I don't want her to share this with her father or anyone else. I will only show up at important events, graduations, weddings, etc. I know my ex-husband will likely be there. If that's the case, then so be it. I asked my daughter to put her father on the phone. He, of course, apologized so many times and hoped we could have another chance as well. He said he would do anything to make it up to me and that he loves me. I said no. I explained that I wouldn't be keeping in touch with him and that I was heartbroken when he didn't communicate with me about the cheating allegations and just assumed. I explained that I was practically homeless for a short time and had to see a therapist to help me move on. I told him that I want to be alone and am not interested in any other relationships at the moment. So I gave him a new email for emergencies directly involving our daughter. Anything else, I will ignore. That was the only time I spoke with him in the last 2 days. I've been talking to my daughter, setting boundaries and everything. She gave me small updates about what's going on with her side. They haven't reached out to my ex's mother, so that's good. I told her to never contact that woman again. She also apologized for her behavior at the restaurant and promised it wouldn't happen again. I understand that emotions were running high and everyone was tense. I forgave her. I still love her very much. Mistakes happen. Now, many of you have suggested that I sue my ex's mother. I spoke with my therapist about it earlier today. She said it wouldn't be wise to do that. It would cause me more emotional pain, and I might have to see her again, which could send me into a depressive state. I really don't want that. I don't want anything to do with that woman again. All I want to do is focus on myself and my daughter. I want to rebuild our relationship, and it will be ruined if I do something drastic like suing my ex's mother. I won't file a complaint unless something else happens that involves the police. That would be different. For now, I'm taking a break. My daughter can text me whenever she wants, but I told her I might not always be able to respond, as I want to keep low contact for now. Update 2. It's been a roller coaster. My daughter posted her side of the events, and I didn't realize how bad the post really was until you all pointed it out. We decided to talk more about it in family therapy, and she apologized for it. She logged out of the account and is no longer using it. I'm paying for our family therapy and individual therapy. I told her that as long as she attends school full time, I will be supporting her financially. I think we've grown a lot in therapy. It's only been a few months, and we're able to express our feeling without the other judging. About my ex-mother-in-law. A month ago, she was arrested for drug possession. I literally have no idea what happened to her, but my daughter texted me about it. From what I gathered, she was caught with drugs at home and is still behind bars. No one bailed her out. I laughed when I found out. It was a pleasant surprise. About my ex-husband, I know he's spiraling, and I think after his mother got arrested, he snapped. He started drinking and became verbally aggressive with my daughter. This has been going on for about 2 months, so I asked my daughter to come live with me, as I didn't feel comfortable with his behavior. I was right, because his verbal aggression turned into physical abuse. He hit my daughter. While he went to work, I went back to the house. It was emotional. A few things had changed, except there were no family photos, and the furniture was rearranged. I helped my daughter pack all her things, along with important documents, and we ran. I turned my office area into her bedroom, and she's been staying with me for a week now. I've been taking her to school, and this is her last week before summer break. It felt strange at first. I wanted to keep low contact with her, but I couldn't let her be abused with the police doing very little about it. We filed a police report, but I don't think much will come of it. My daughter and I have been doing little things at my place, watching TV together, taking her to school, and cooking meals for her. We're taking it slow, but we're bonding, and our relationship is growing. She's much quieter these days. She used to be so outgoing, but I know it's taking its toll. I'm glad she's willing to do therapy. I suspect she has depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. It's safe to say it's a happy ending. Thank you so much for this journey. I desperately needed the support, which was received. Also, please do not send death threats to my daughter. I've already seen many comments bashing her, but it's gotten to the point where some people are sending death threats. It's so horrible and ridiculous. This is not support for me, and it's disgusting behavior toward my daughter and in general. What a shame. Other than that, I appreciate the advice. I'll be deleting my account in a few days or so. Thank you and goodbye.